So this week I decided to discuss on the discussion post about Freud's original work, focusing on the development of applied psychology and how he believed that there were three sources from which sufferings came, and that was our own body, the hostile world, and from other people. He also had a medical background, and so he kind of understood the body a little bit better, but through his research and education in psychology, he understood that the body could be influenced by the mind on different levels. His research was furthered through anxiety and defense mechanisms, and he believed that individuals used these defense mechanisms in order to reduce a feeling or an experience that they had. So again, for example, anxiety, which was one of the things that he decided to research. Sometimes those feelings and or experiences may not even be accessible to our conscious mind, but that's exactly what psychoanalysis was supposed to be doing, was supposed to take what our unconscious mind had and bring it out to our conscious mind. So this really influenced the system's approach of psychology to go their direction in understanding human behavior by the sufferings that are induced with everyday life, and that people will use defense mechanisms for various reasons to reduce these so-called sufferings that Freud had listed out. So either the defense mechanisms get used, or they succumb to those sufferings, or kind of deal with those sufferings. I do think that Freud made an impact in psychology. I don't know that it's the strongest system in psychology, but I do think that on the aspect of when people hear psychology and think, oh, you're majoring in psychology, they begin to think like, oh, don't analyze me, or I don't need therapy, or does everyone have a couch in their office when you go see a therapist? So in that sense, like I had discussed in the discussion post, that it was almost like an advertising, like marketing situation that Freud kind of put out there. Of course, there is still psychoanalysis today, but I also think that like other people do understand that there are different approaches in psychology as well, but the main thing that a lot of the general public would land upon is, being analyzed, or the couch being in a therapist's office. So maybe in that sense it would be the strongest system. In other senses, maybe not. So that was my takeaway from this week's discussion. Thanks, guys.